Hi, I'm Bryan from Juke, and we're here to cook turducken. Happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for letting us into your house. This video is just a couple tips to help you heat up the turducken and cook your Thanksgiving dinner and make life as easy as possible for you so you can get to things that matter, like having a beer. The first step is the easiest. Simply bring a pot of water to the boil, drop the turducken in, turn off the heat, and leave it for 30 minutes. Okay, for 30 minutes, take the turducken out, then cut it in the bag, dry it off. We're going to season it with salt and pepper. And also make sure you season it on all sides. Fill up the roasting tray. Just a little bit of oil, just to make sure it doesn't stick. Place the turducken in the roasting tray. Give it a spin, just to make sure it's oiled on the bottom. We just place it into the oven. The Juke turducken comes with 4 different sides, each one going in at different times. We start with the scalloped potatoes. It comes with Parmesan cheese. We have both carrots and squash with coinciding spices, which finish with the crumble, and Brussels sprouts with the bacon jam. Please see the instruction sheets to make sure you get all your timing down correct. Leave the foil on the scalloped potatoes and place it on a tray before you place it in the oven, just in case it bubbles over. We're gonna put this in the oven about 15 minutes into the cooking of the turducken, and 15 minutes before the end, we take off the foil and we put on the Parmesan cheese to crisp up the top. The 30-minute mark, we're gonna take out our turducken, which has already started to brown. We're gonna start glazing it with our turkey glaze. Just gets brushed on, just like that. And we're probably going to do that only 2 times as the cooking process goes on. So probably about every 10 minutes. And then it just goes back in the oven and continue cooking. Carrots and squash time. Bit of fun. Cut open the bags. Add the spice. Roll it over. Shake it up. Get the carrots, cut the bag. Carrots, spice goes in. The salt's already in there, sugar's already in there. All you need to do is shake it. That's ready to be added to our roasting tray. All right. So we're gonna take our turducken out of the oven. Like I said before, we're glazing every 10 minutes at this point, so we'll just give it another nice lacquer with our turkey glaze. At this point, we're going to add in our vegetables. We can just go right to the bottom of the pan. They've already been seasoned, so we're simply just going to spread this around. There's enough oil already for the turducken at the bottom of the pan, so it doesn't need to be, you don't need anything extra in there. Just the squash, and with the carrots. Just spread it around nice and evenly. That's going to pick up all the nice juices that are coming in from the turducken. Then we just put that back in the oven. So let's see. Turducken's coming along quite nicely. Again, one more glaze. Give the vegetables a little toss and turn. Back in the oven. For about an hour, turducken is done. Put one last glaze on it. And then allow it to rest for at least 15 minutes. With a light foil covering to allow all the juices to come back into the turducken. Once the turduckens come out of the oven, we can get our scalloped potatoes, take off the foil, like so. And then we can just simply sprinkle on the Parmesan cheese, and then we can return it to the oven to crisp up the top. So about 15 minutes in the oven after the cheese goes on. Finally, with the Brussels sprouts, got the bag, bit of oil in the pan, not a ton, just enough to cover the bottom of the pan. And we're going to lay the Brussels sprouts in, flat side, cut side down. So this can be laid and cut side down. That way we're going to get a nice sear on them on that side. And when we do, we're just going to flip them. You see now it's been 3-4 minutes. Brussels sprouts are starting to caramelize nicely. At this point we can add just a touch of water, steam them off, and then we're going to add a bacon vinaigrette. After a few minutes of steaming, Brussels sprouts are bright green. You can add the bacon jam. And the jam is fully incorporated. The Brussels sprouts are done. So the turkey is rested. Just take it onto our cutting board. Remove the strings with a pair of scissors or a knife. Then slice to a desired thickness. I would think about a 1/2 inch works really well. So we're just going to finish up by plating our turducken. We can see we already have our roast vegetables on the side. All we need to do is place the turducken onto the platter, put the end pieces at the end, obviously, so we have our good showcase pieces at the front. And then we just finish off the roasted vegetables with our crumble.